One of the most commonly asked questions whenever I talk about Vertex X, which bag should I get? Which one would work for me? Which one? Listen, I get it. This is a hard choice because Vertex line of bags are pretty freaking awesome. Now I'm showing you here the ones I think most suit just kind of like the gray man off-body CCW styling for me. There's also the Any Day bag, which I'm not showing right now because that one, very functional, but it gives me more Jan Sport-like. These really function a lot for me. Now, this is not sponsored by Vertex. I did notice that they were having a President's Day sale and the discount's better than my normal discount I can get you guys. So I thought, why not do a comparison, tell you about the sale. You can use the link down below to get the best pricing on their bags right now. Even in the future, you can use the code MarineX after President's Day to get at least 10 to 15% off. Crazy thing is these bags all have their own distinct line, their own distinct functionality. Ready Pack 2.0, Gamut 2.0, they all were so similar. Nowadays, they are very, very different and very unique. Bottom line up front, you say X, you got to make a decision. You have to choose a bag, no fence sitting. You got to choose something. For me personally, it's going to be the Ready Pack X. The thing is that I have this special connection to the Ready Pack 2.0. I got that bag before I had any relationship with Vertex. Full disclosure, they sent me these bags, but they don't know I'm doing this video. The Ready Pack 2.0 is what I took to the Ronald McDonald House with me when my son was in the NICU. And it carried everything I needed. I mean, just from reading materials to chargers for my phone. I was gonna be there 10 hours a day, snacks, a change of clothes, just deodorant, stuff so I can brush my teeth and wash my face. I have a crazy connection with the Ready Pack series. So it's an easy win for me. Ready Pack X is going to be the way for me. But let's just say X, I ain't got no damn connection like that, all right? I get it. Let me tell you which one may work and which you're gonna wanna decide for yourself. Ghost series seems to be the least of tactical, like the most gray man, maybe not the most versatile for the weapon that you can put inside. But I think this one has some of the most sophistication when it comes to the look of it. I mean, I think the Ghost is a really good looking series. Few cons about it, but overall, I'm a big old fan of this. We'll talk about each bag. The Ready Pack X is a mixture of the Gamut and the Ghost when it comes to functionality. I think that it stays true to its line, what it goes for, how it looks, what it does. Ready Pack X is kind of just like that sweet spot. And I'll put the specs on the screen for each one as I'm talking about them because sometimes I forget materials and the size and all the other type of stuff. But I love this. I love the way you can expose the molly. We'll talk about that here in a second. And then there's the Gamut. The Gamut series is kind of like the OG. The Gamut series is what you use when you really want to be able to just have like a travel bag that also gives you a lot of CCW features, and it has some of the most expandability of all the bags. And just, I don't know, it's an all-around banger. So first, let's talk about the Ghost. Now, if we look at the actual Ghost bag, it is very muted in the front, very slick. It still has that feature when this bag is laying down on its top, you can still pick it up from this little grab handle. It makes it functional. The outside bottles can still take a Nalgene size bottle with ease. This one's very slick looking. I think this one kind of fits the best in an office setting. It is just a lot of functionality kind of packed into one. You do have lash points on the outside of the bag just in case you want to put different things on there for whatever reason. 2 water bottle pockets, easily fits the bottles that you need. Now, the actual CCW compartment for this bag, you do access this. To access the CCW compartment of this bag, as you throw it off of your shoulder and you come around, you actually access that pocket from right here. So this bag is more suited for like a handgun because as you go and unzip this bag, you better pull out your weapon from this pocket right here. It still has this rapid access pull tab right here. You can open it very quickly, stick your hand inside with that loop panel and get your weapon or whatever you have going on. So that's where you access that. This is also right in front of the luggage pass-through. which if you're not a fan of vertical luggage pass-through or putting your bag horizontal rather on vertical pass-through, this bag's not gonna be for you. Also, if you would like a lot of lash points on your bag, this bag may not be for you because of the shoulder straps really just have the one on each side. And this one, you can still run comms in a bladder. There is a hole up here to do that. But with the lack of lash points, you're gonna be doing a little bit of MacGyver-like. Chest cinch is super easy to adjust though. I mean, you can just literally move this up and down very, very quickly. So you can have the chest cinch where you want it. And this rapid access pull tab can be moved to basically any zipper on the bag itself. There's a front forward pocket. This pocket itself has a little bit of forced organization. I like what they're doing with this. I think it looks pretty good. Now I have each of these bags kind of like done with a suggested loadout, just so you can imagine yourself purchasing the bag. Is it something you're gonna wanna use, et cetera, et cetera. So it can fit all of your multi-tools, flashlight, pens, your field books, your battery banks, all that stuff's gonna fit in here. No issues whatsoever. There is a mesh pocket in the front here. One complaint about the bag is this mesh pocket is not lined. So if you want to put sunglasses or something in there, make sure they're in a microfiber cloth or in the case or something. But it is a pretty big pocket. And then there's a bunch of storage area down here if you want to stuff a tech bag or maybe a small hat or something in there. One complaint I have is when you have this thing hanging right here on the hook, like if you're using a hero clip or something like that, and this thing is hanging, you can't access. So if you have this hanging on I oftentimes will put this on a hook on my wall, you can't access the main compartment very easily. Out of all three bags, like this is the one I complain about for that. It's literally a first world problem. Half clamshell opening on this bag. You see when you come in here, this is a 15-inch laptop, easily fits back here. So you can see how it can accommodate that. Loop panel here, so if you want to put REs or any of the Tactigami accessories, you can. Then in front of that is more of a lap or a iPad size of compartment here. So you can put like an 11-inch tablet or another laptop. Then you have loop panel in front of that also that you can do more as you see fit. And this is one of their Tactigami accessories that works in their bags, which I use as a med kit. The other side, no organization, right? So this is for you to do as you see fit. You want to put accessories here. You want to leave it blank. You want to put REs. I think this is a very good RE spot if you want to range your eyes or your patches that bring you good memories and good feel goods. Very good for that. This is a pocket up here for you to use. And then if you run armor in this bag, which I do recommend you run armor in these bags, you would buy the armor and you would stick it in right here from whether it's Premier Body Armor. I don't know if Spartan's making it, but Premier Body Armor definitely. Or you would run those comms. If you really wanted to, you could run your water bladder or your comms back there. So any of these bags in the main compartment could easily fit this DDM4 300 blackout. So that with no can on it, you can do it in the main compartment. Obviously you can't do this in the CCW compartment. So now the Ready Pack X, this one is, I think probably one of their most popular, if not their most popular bags. I don't know their sales numbers, but it has good reasons why it is so. It's just very friendly for everyday carry. Super duper friendly for everyday carry. I think the Gamut is more friendly for travel, but this one for everyday carry, I think this one works. So still have those same features. When it's laying on its butt, you can still pick it up by this front pocket and get it off the ground and all that other type of stuff. Up here, you see more features than the Ghost because you do have this pocket in the very front, stash pocket, good for like iPods and stuff like that. Behind it is another pocket where they've added back. This came from the Ready Pack 2.0 because in 3.0 they didn't have this. So a little bit of admin organizer area with some forced organization they brought back after a few years. I appreciate that. And it's a pretty big pocket, and this whole pocket is floating. So it's not necessarily on the ground if you put anything inside of there. So Nalgene size bottle can easily fit in here. The one thing I will say about these is because they have these cinch pockets, meaning that if you put a Nalgene bottle or something even smaller in here, it does have these cinches so you can tighten it. That does make it difficult to get the Nalgene in, but these pockets stay the most they keep their shape the best out of all the bags because of that additional liner that they have in there. So 2 water bottle pockets, the very back of the bag, luggage pass through, horizontal again. So if you care about that type of stuff, just caution you. This one, when you whip it off, you have access to an entire large area. So if you want to put a pistol carbine or something similar to that, this is going to be able to handle it a lot better. So when you're whipping this off and drawing your weapon. So if you have an appendix holster and you don't even have a Velcro back, it doesn't, this whole thing's loop panel. But let's say for instance, you have a holster, you don't have a Velcro back, they include this little holder. So if you already have an appendix holster, you're kind of good to go and you should be fine to be able to use this without any issues. So another thing, you put the armor in back here. I am running Premier Body Armor in this one. You can even see the back of the label here, level 3A armor back here. And that's nice and slick. So you can use this for storage. If you decided to put like a laptop back there, it can pretty much fit like a 16-inch laptop back there pretty easily. This front area is unique because it rolls down, it stuffs inside of itself. If you really want to, then you have access to this laser cut molly. And this is a great, one of the best features, I think, of the Ready Pack series, Ready Pack X, specifically because you can leave this exposed. You like the way this shit looks, leave it exposed. And I think that's what draws a lot of people to the Ready Pack series. So you can put your extra mags, multi-tools, flashlights, whatever you may have in here. This is loop line. If you want to throw a jacket in there, you can. And behind that is where you get to the main compartment. Now, one thing that's different about this bag versus the Ghost is this is when they start introducing TSA locks on these. So if you put these together, you can lock the main compartment. You can also do TSA locks on the CCW area as well. So you do have this large area in the very back, which can also accommodate a big laptop if you see fit, 15-inch laptop in there, no problem whatsoever. So no loop panel back here. It's all in the front right here, okay? This one doesn't have that tablet area. So this is just a big empty area for you to throw stuff in. This is a half clamshell opening as well. This has a little bit more organization right here, right? So if you want to throw some, just more supplies or tie pins, pencils, whatever, you can do that right here. A mesh pocket. And then below that, I think, not very usable space, but there is more loop panel way down here, which you can use if you see fit. So this one does also have that ability if you want to run comms or bladder, except it goes out the right or out the left, and then you can run it down the shoulder straps. Shoulder straps have a similar issue as the Ghost though. So you got that one lash point right here, right? But they did introduce the speed adjustment for the chest cinch, which is what the 3.0 was lacking, which actually was not the best, most comfortable thing in the world because you couldn't adjust the chest cinch very fast. This is definitely the Goldilocks zone for these bags. Fantastic bag. If you need something that's good for everyday carry, on an occasional trip every now and again, I think that this bag is kind of good to go for that. I think the best when it comes to travel and just versatility for what it can do overall is the Gamut. This is a 22-liter Gamut. I also have the 26-liter. They make this, I think, in a 30-liter. The Gamut is a very versatile series. So I'll show you the 26-liter. 26-liter is still pretty freaking dope if that's something you ever wanted to check out. Biggest difference with 26-liter, it's bigger, and it also has an additional pocket on the outside that the 22-liter does not have. What are we working with this? So we still got the outboard water bottle pockets. They can fit a Nalgene size bottle. So this is a Walla bottle, which has the same circumference down here, diameter as a Nalgene size. Easily fits in there. Here they've introduced this lash points up here in the front of the bag. So if you want to hang something from the bottom of the bag, just let it droop off the front. Pretty dope, okay? The back of the bag. Now, you do have the slower movement for your chest cinch. However, once you have the chest cinch where you want it, you can now use these as lash points. So if you want to put something on here, that's pretty dope. You have a larger, these are fatter shoulder straps. It's designed to take more weight and distribute it a little bit better. It also has a horizontal or vertical rather. So the horizontal luggage pass-through means your bag will be vertical on luggage. Much more convenient to not have your stuff moving all over the place inside of your bag. This has the same type of access to the very back as the ReadyPack X. It also comes with the same holster holder in here. You would just take this off and move it whatever angle feels good to you. You can still put armor in the very back of this bag. I think the armor for this is the same size as the ReadyPack X, the 22 liter. I haven't tested that out, but I think these do rock the same ones. Very dope. Up here you do have this little pocket. In this pocket, the difference here is this inside pocket will be on the 26 liter on the set it on the inside here, except for this one is lined. That means you can put your sunglasses directly in this pocket because the entire pocket is lined. So that's pretty dope. Then you have just a large area in here to throw whatever you want inside. And you can move the key. There's a key leash inside the bag. You can move it here if you want to. If you don't want to have it on the inside of the bag, you can move it there. All right, now let's go to the TSA locks or TSA zippers. This is a full clamshell opening. This is why I say I think this is better for travel, because when you get to a destination, you can open this thing up and see, what am I missing? What did I forget to pack? What am I packing? Whatever. I think this is way better for travel, okay? It's just way better to see your entire loadout. So you can get in there, loop panel up here, 15-inch laptop. I think you can really comfortably do a 16-inch laptop in here, but 15-inch laptop goes in there, no issues. In front of that, you do have that iPad area or another laptop, loop panel right there. So plenty of room for you. The other side, you're gonna get some of that same organization that you found on the ReadyPack X, except for here they introduce just a little bit more MOLLE, okay? And we'll talk about the front pocket of this here in a second. And then you do have the organization. You do have two zippered areas, which makes a lot of sense when you get to your destination. It's hard to get to this zippered area when the bag is full. It's actually damn near impossible. But when you are packing the bag, it's nice to have these elastic straps. They're not really MOLLE size, but this allows for you to put bigger stuff inside, like maybe if you want to bring a portable radio or something like that. And then of course you do have this zipper area behind it. Up here, you have this zippered area. This is the leash I was talking about earlier. If you want to unattach this and put it in the other part of the bag, that you can. So that's pretty dope. And then this has one little difference, and they've moved this MOLLE right here, and now it's horizontal. Okay, so this is going to allow for you to put your, it's not really all MOLLE size, it's different sizes for this stuff, but multi-tools, some dude wipes, maybe you got a fixed blade knife, whatever you want to put in here. Plenty of room in here. Plus, you have this additional room to put something in there. If you really wanted to, you could tuck this away. It looks a little crazy, but you could tuck it away and leave it open. I mean, it looks a little crazy to do that, but you do have that option. And the last thing this thing has is kind of this area down here on the bottom of the bag. Technically, you can store something in here if you really wanted to, but what this really introduces is this additional storage, which expands the bag by about 5 liters. And you take this, you attach it to these little lash points here. And what you can do now is you have additional storage. So imagine you have a super wet poncho or something like that. You can take your poncho and keep it on the outside of your bag. So if it's wet, it's not getting on the inside of your compartment. You can put a bump helmet up there. You can put a gas mask up there. I do wish it had like some bat wings right here, but you know, it is additional storage. You can adjust it by just undoing these and move it as you see fit. But this one definitely becomes the most versatile just from this little addition right here. You have each of these contenders. You got the ReadyPack X, you have the Ghost, and you also have the Gamut. Which one's right for you? If I didn't have like this just deep rooted connection with the ReadyPack series, it probably really would be the Gamut for me. I mean, just that additional sneaky storage in how much it just opens up for you for travel purposes. It's just super freaking dope. It's really, really dope when you don't have to worry about that type of stuff. But comment down below which one is right for you. Maybe you're the type of person who likes the any day bag, which is dope. This is my second one of these. I gave one to one of my buddies and I got another one over. But it's gonna be really up to you. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.